Training is hard. Training can be very hard. Let's face it, this isn't easy to do. Okay, you know how many people I've seen drop off, right? People that love to train, love martial arts, but it is so much easier to just sit on the couch and drink a beer. So much easier. Okay? People that I love, people that I care about, come and go. Come and go. And if you run a martial arts school, you understand what I'm talking about. You have your core group of people, and then you have those that come and go. Okay? One of the biggest things I've learned is to not take it personal. That's kind of hard, right? I'll admit. And just accept and understand, maybe people aren't a good fit. That could be one. Or maybe that people can be bitches. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What's wrong with you? You want to be a martial artist? Get your ass on the floor. Get to your training schedule. Stick to it, okay? Forward pressure. Always moving forward. Always moving forward. That doesn't mean you don't backstep from time to time, right? Of course you do, but you still keep that forward movement and flow. Forward movement flow. So what we're going to talk about today is a principle called constant forward pressure, okay? Assertiveness, keeping that focus forward, moving forward. It does not matter. I will not be stopped. Nothing is going to get in my way. And if they do get in my way, I will go around or over or through them, right? Depending on the situation, okay? So again, I'm going to talk about constant forward pressure, how to do that in your body, how to do that while you're throwing your strikes, and how to do that maybe a little bit in life. Okay, so if we're talking about this constant forward pressure in our footwork, in our body, in our movements, the idea here is if I'm in a good stance, and you already know this because you're all very talented and you train, right? In your normal lead stance, you have a little bit more weight in your front foot, generally, okay? The idea here is if I'm going to go constant forward pressure, meaning keeping my focus out, keeping my assertiveness forward, the main thing that you don't want to happen is that weight too much on the back foot, okay? Now, I can go forward and do that very well. Right? I'm keeping my weight on my front foot. I have the ball of my foot on my back foot up, right? And I can go forward, okay? Nice and easy. This is easy. What people tend to have trouble with sometimes is when they go backwards, not keeping that weight distribution forward, meaning they're back here and their weight's going back. Now, if you're in a fight and you get your weight too far on the back foot, you get steamrolled. You get steamrolled, okay? Whenever I'm sparring with somebody and I see that weight on the back foot, it's time to go. It's time to go. Now, that doesn't mean you're totally defenseless, right? People got, good jabs from there. People can really circle out well from there. But generally, if you're talking about constant forward pressure, you have a little bit more weight on your front foot and you don't shift that weight to the back foot. Okay? So if I'm going to go backwards, it doesn't mean I don't step backwards, but I keep that weight on the front foot. Okay? So that's what we're meaning here. Constant forward pressure. Forward and back. Okay? Forward and back. Now, you are open to leg kicks here, right? If I keep too much weight on my front foot, it takes a little bit more time for me to shift if I'm trying to check those kicks. But the idea here, constant forward pressure, you just maybe eat a couple leg kicks, okay? But you keep that momentum forward. You keep that weight forward. It makes it easier to attack, right? It keeps your head in the game and less likely for you to be steamrolled, okay? So again, we'll go over this. I'm in my lead stance. I have a little bit more weight on my front foot. Generally, you hear people say 55, 45. I experiment from time to time really loading that leg because depending on what you want to do will depend on how much weight you have on that front foot. One that I really like thinking about constant forward pressure is a drop step. So now I'll actually load my foot about 75% of my weight. The interesting thing here to think about is if I lift my foot with that much weight on it, I have nowhere to go except forward. Okay? Okay? Forward pressure. If I load my back foot with that much weight and I lift my foot, I stay in the same place, right? You don't get to go anywhere, okay? So with this drop step movement here, the idea is as I lift my foot and right before my foot hits the ground, I push off the ball of my foot on my back foot and I come forward. Boom, just like so. Boom. Boom. Okay? That's one of my favorites with the idea of constant forward pressure. Another one is the blitz, right? When I'm sure most of you have seen the Vitor Belfort steroid blitz, right? I don't remember who he was fighting, but that idea of I'm coming forward, constant forward pressure, it does not matter. I'm coming in 105% and I am going to steamroll you, okay? Now, that does come with, there's a puncher's chance. If you're not the one being aggressive, if you just come in and run at somebody, yeah, you're going to get hit. But the idea here is you're throwing bombs and you're blitzing in. So the one I like to do here, the way I like to do this is similar to the drop step, but now I'm going to have both feet lift the heel, kind of come to my tippy toes, boom, and fall forward, okay? Generally, I tell people, if you fall on your face, you did it perfect. Okay? And of course that's a joke. But the idea here is I want my weight to come forward as much as I can. Boom! And then I hit it. Okay? Generally what I like to do from here is just the 1-2. The classic 1-2. Here. Boom. Lift those heels forward. Good stuff. The blitz. So those are just a couple ways to keep that forward pressure and that idea of constant forward pressure going forward. Now, if we're going to go backwards, okay, again, I have that more weight on my front foot. I'm getting backwards. So there's a lot of stuff you can do from here. You see people jab from here all the time, right? Create that space. Keep that distant. Boom, boom. Right from here, little boom. You can throw kicks from there. Of course, you can do all your movements, right? Boom, boom. Keeping that forward pressure, boom, and not getting that weight to the back foot. Again, if I'm going forward, I start to get hit, and I'm taking shots, and then my weight comes to my back foot, you just get steamrolled, okay? So, constant forward pressure, more weight on your front foot, keeping your assertiveness forward, keeping your focus up and out. It's just a beautiful thing. Constant forward pressure. Be a good name for it, like a heavy rock band. You can imagine it, right? Dudes with long curly hair. Let's go 80s metal. Constant forward pressure. Gonna bring the hammer down. But I digress. So Miyamoto Musashi, if you don't know who that is, you need to magically Google, do the Google magic, okay? And you need to get the Book of 5 Rings. And so once you see the way broadly, you see it in all things. And this is what I think about. Good training shouldn't only work well on the training floor, okay? Good training should be able to work just as good outside in everyday life. Let's be honest, we train violence here, okay? Most of us outside of the training floor, we're not out there starting fights. We're not out there doing superhero shit and protecting defenseless old ladies. Although I have, I'll have you know, I told a mean drunk guy to leave an old lady alone once. That's right. Guess what he did? He did. Yeah, so it wasn't some big fight or anything, right? But if you think about the martial arts more than just punching and kicking, you put it into your everyday life. Now, this idea of constant forward pressure, look, life can suck, man. Life is hard for a majority of people. Life is hard for everybody in their own way, in their own struggles. Nobody has just a simple, smooth ride through. At least I haven't met anybody yet. But if you think of the idea of constant forward pressure, meaning you're not going to be held back, right? You're not going to dwell on the past. You're not going to let anybody set a roadblock in front of you for your dreams or something you want to do. You keep moving forward, you adapt, you evolve, and you succeed. Okay? That is constant forward pressure. Think about now what everybody's dealing with with the COVID-19. Look, you could think about it like this. Oh man, I can't do any fucking jujitsu. The gyms are closed. I can't party with my friends. Or you can think about it like this. Oh, no jujitsu? Oh, I know I'm going to be working on more striking. That's great. I finally get a reason to work on my striking. That's awesome. You could think about, I can't go out to bars. Well, you could think, dude, now I can finally sober up, right? It's all what you make it, right? Now, that is not to bag on or disrespect anybody that's going through hard times, because look, it sucks right now. People are losing their jobs. People are losing their businesses. This school is... I'm lucky, very lucky to still survive. We have people that believe in us here and kept the doors open. But that also has to do with the leader keeping that constant forward pressure, doing what you have to do to succeed and get it done. Okay? So hopefully that helps a little bit. I love the martial arts philosophy. It's huge in my life. It's helped me become a better person, and this is part of what I want to share with everybody in this channel. So constant forward pressure does not work only on the floor. It also works in everyday life. It's all about what you make it.